Good morning. It's beautiful here, a little foggy. This is Agent of the Wild, and I'm here to tell you that I'm going to go on an awesome hike today.
Devil's Den. Dun dun dun. We got
Agent of the Wild here. Gonna go on a new adventure today. Gonna meet up with this guy I know. His name is Tony. He's kind of our map specialist, and actually what was really cool is he showed me a picture of it on a normal topographic map, and it's like, oh, what's that? And then he showed me a picture of it on a LiDAR map, and let me tell you, that is cool. New technology makes things so much more accessible than they used to be. And I just want to say good morning, and here's to an awesome trip.
So what is it about this place that's cool?
So this is a big sandstone feature where the whole rock itself snapped off, and who knows whether there's an earthquake or it kind of slouched off and there's like a little mini landslide. And so there's kind of three interesting parts about it. There's the inside where it's this big cavern between the two sides and you kind of wind your way through, and then there's holes and pockets and these little caves spread throughout in there to explore and give it a little personality. And then also once you get on the other side of this, it's just a big rock face, and it has a bunch of typical sandstone features where there's little smoothed out holes, it's just every aspect of this has a different type of
It's got a different story.
yeah, it's interesting in its own little way.
We're about to dig in and go down deep. We're gonna dive into this hole and show you guys what it looks like down in there, because it's pretty intense. It'll make you a little nervous if you stand on the edge of the rock right in front of it.
Yeah.
So you ready to dig into it and get down in there?
Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
Pretty tight, man. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Nice work.
Let me kick this log out of the way for you.
All right. Yeah, this gives you good footing here. So you can just get your foot right there, and there.
Some big old cave crickets.
Cave crickets in there? That's quite a hole. Can you get that light down in it? Come up over here next to me and shine that light down in there? Yeah. That's the big hole we just came across.
You can see how sketchy just rattle down if you slide on those.
Oh, you could slide right on those leaves, fall right down in that hole, lose your footing. And how far do you think it is down to the bottom down there?
I can check actually.
Could literally check.
I can literally check.
Yeah, I would definitely call that hole where you come in here Devil's Den. I can see why it's called Devil's Den. I saw it from up above and I was like, oh, that ain't no big deal. Well, when you see these holes down here on your way in, it'll change your mind.
So what do you got there?
This is a laser measuring device.
Oh, cool.
And so, you can see the red light there.
Yeah.
So from me to the edge of the wall down there, it's 26.8 or 26 feet 8 inches.
Yeah,
9
that's
inches.
like falling off the top of a 2-story house.
Um,
So there's climbing bolts?
yeah, so there's some climbing bolts up on top where we did the drone footage and stuff, and then there's a couple more up here. There's a shrine in memory of someone, and there's 2 bolts into the rock, and then there's 2 inside this cave here in a kind of bizarre spot. You wouldn't think people would be climbing that part of it.
Well, let's check it out, man. Let's go. All these leaves, man, you got to be careful. It looks slippery.
Yeah, they weren't here before.
Woo! What do you think, Tony? How many times have you been here?
In this spot, this is my second time.
Oh, really? So it's relatively new. Those rocks hanging over top of you, I mean, that's enough to make you feel a little queasy, even though you know it's held up, you know.
Yeah, there's some calculus to be had. Especially when you'll see when you get here, it's amazing that rocks are this size, and there's one here that's as big as my house. 2 of them, really, and they're just hanging on, boulders that are this size. We're keeping them wedged up.
Right on. Well, I'm right behind you. I'm coming in. Pretty tight for me, man. Ugh. Oh, wow. And this is right in our backyard. That's what's so cool. Ugh. Oh, I made it. Whew. Yeah, go ahead and shine your light in there. Wow. That's crazy.
It's a pathway here.
Yeah.
No way to get to it.
No way to get to it, but it looks like it's traveled. You know what I mean? Pretty dark in here.
Yeah, the boulders are blocking the sunlight.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, what is that, 50 feet?
Up?
Yeah. Maybe 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use my device, but it's back on the trail. The amount of pressure that those boulders are putting on everything that's sitting underneath it, you can see this huge crack. And it just runs all the way up.
And it's just going to keep pushing on it over time.
Yeah. Hopefully not in the next 15 minutes.
I don't think so. I think we're good. I'm thinking maybe millions of years.
Yeah, it's for the sandstone to split, it's pretty well worn. So inside the actual cavern, so it's probably not been. I'm not a geologist, but it's been a long time. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
And it's just a sandstone.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's all ancient seafloor. This one appears a little bit sketchy.
Sketchy?
It's just tricky. You have to go this way.
It looks like you want to go up and over, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't.
Well, you can.
Here.
Thankfully, the rock's pretty grippy.
Woo! Yeah. Nice spot for the foot right here. It looks like somebody carved that out. Oh, man.
Just go for the bare rock.
Well, I am. I'm just getting my hand on it. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So here we go.
I think we want to go down this way.
Oh, we want to go down? All right.
You can get.
I think I'm going to go up and get a view.
That's about all you're gonna get up there.
Look at that. What a hole. Holy cow. Pun intended. That's awesome. So, time to go down. Yeah, it's a little tight in here. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of rock formation there. I am literally on my knees. My backpack's rubbing. Trying to get through here. Oh. All right. I think we're making progress.
We're getting there. You want some help?
I think I'm all right.
Okay.
Thank you, though, man.
Yeah.
Here you go. I might need you now. I tell you, I'm good, and then I need you right after that. There you go. That's responsible. Tight fit. Being a big guy doesn't help in situations like this.
No.
And it just keeps going down. All right, here we're going up, 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 up. Slow, slow. I am now got the camera over my head, going up all the way to the tip of that rock. That rock has got to be 60 feet up above me. It looks kind of dangerous, man.
It is slightly sketchy. I can do it safely-ish.
Safely-ish. I love your terminology. That's quite a hole, man. I mean, that's quite a ways up there. I bet you're closer to 80 feet down in the hole on that side.
Yeah, probably about that.
Found a way in? Or does it look a little too sketchy?
Both.
Both. Went all the way around, finally made it through. Tony finally made it through. I went all the way around. I did some drone footage, and Tony actually went through the crevices and the cracks and everything and made it all the way through. He was just telling us about the sandstone.
Yeah, so the cool thing about sandstone is it's just sand, and so it changes so fast.
Pretty cool spot. Definitely sketchy. I can see why it's called Devil's Den, especially with the grave right when you walk up to it. That was that's kind of intimidating for some people. I definitely wouldn't recommend people coming out here unless you're very experienced. It's pretty dangerous, pretty rough terrain. Got to be in pretty decent shape in order to get around, because you have to crawl through spaces, climb on rocks, navigate yourself through really tight spaces where you got to hold yourself up with your legs and your arms and kind of crawl through using the walls of the rocks to get through these spots. So pretty tight, man. But pretty cool though. Like, I am very happy with this place, and I didn't realize it was so close to my home.
Yeah, I had the Spider-Man
Yeah, the Spider-Man coming through.
back in there. We'll show you that in a minute. The tricky thing about this place is
There's holes everywhere.
and it lulls you to sleep, and one spot is super easy, and 2 feet away.
Yeah, right here, there's a hole. Yeah, and it's quite a ways down there. You can't see with the camera, but it's good, 15-foot drop right there?
And it's an easy path. So you have an easy path, and then 2 feet away is a hole, and you don't see that hole until...
Yeah, and it's covered in leaves and soft debris that's easy to slide on, so you got to be super careful. A lot of dust, too.
Yeah. Look at this wall. I mean, it's just incredible.
Let's go down in this hole, check it out. Pretty dark down in here. Oh yeah. Look at those rocks. Whoa. So Tony, why don't you climb out in front of the camera and show people how big these rocks actually are. Yeah, no small fries.
Yeah, this one's stopped us once before. It's just tricky to get up. There's a small little monolith type stone here. It's only about this wide. And even if you stand on it, I'm, you know, about 5'10", 5'11", there's nothing to, that's sandy and there's really nothing to grab onto. And so as I came down, I had to scooch out there. And so on the other side of this rock is a 15-foot drop.
Woo!
And then back here, it's that same 15-foot drop on the other side of this little rock. And so I had to put my hands on whatever nubs I could find and then put my feet out onto the wall and like Spider-Man down so I could stand on this. I didn't really want to jump because if you land wrong, you're
Yeah, exactly. What if you lose your footing and you slide? You're going to slide right down in that hole. Oh, yeah.
This rock here is huge and it's just dangling basically on that lip right up there.
That's cool. There, we're going to see how I'm almost straight up. The camera is straight up and down. You can finally see some daylight. It's quite a hole down here. I'd say it's almost 60 feet, probably. Awesome. I almost feel like I'm spelunking. You gonna look down this hole?
So if you kneel back down in there, you can see underneath that lip rock right there.
Yeah.
You can see a giant Pacific salamander.
I have never seen one of those. That's a pretty good sized salamander. I bet it's what, 8 inches? Whoa, that thing's huge. That's called a cave cricket?
Cave cricket. That's at least a 5-inch
5-inch span on that thing.
from, yeah.
Wow. Well, I wanted to thank you for bringing me down here.
Thanks for
Awesome
coming.
place,
Yeah.
man. Wow. Really, like, it really kind of blew me away. When you mentioned it, I was like, oh, yeah, we'll go check it out. You know, that sounds like a kind of a neat place. No, this place is substantial. You don't realize how big it is until you actually get down inside of it. And flying the drone over, I was able to see quite a bit as well, you know.
Right.
When was the first time you'd been here?
A few months ago, and my dad found it on a whim. And I think he was like you, he'd rode motorcycles or whatever past it and never, maybe heard the name, but never came in. Certainly never walked through. And the interesting thing about this place, one of the, like, overall, is from the point we entered until where we just came out, it's only like 600 feet.
God, it feels bigger than that
It
when
might
you're
be
inside
600.
of
It
it.
might be 600 yards.
600 yards. That makes sense.
But while you're in there, because there's so much going on the left and so much on the right, and then out here there's all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this rock wall we're next to is 50 feet tall. You can't tell because of the camera, but we're standing in front of something that's 50 feet. It's just massive.
And so it's like you're in 3 different places because there's stuff going on all over the place. And then there's that's just on the route, and then there's the little caves and the little nooks to explore.
The dangerous places to walk.
Right.
Oh,
And, you know,
man.
the tricky thing is that all these little dark holes, there might be something really cool in there, and you just have to go, you know, like the chalk stone with the overhanging rock, that little alleyway. That's not the right way to go, but boy, it's cool.
Oh yeah, and you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that we should go that way. And then you get in there and you're like, oh no, we're not going any farther.
Even if we made it to that other path, we realized on the other side that it's like a 20-foot drop.
Oh man, yeah.
To nothing. But found the route all the way through, and
Spider-Man through.
Except for the one spot, it's pretty. It was doable.
I really thought it was cool. Like, we stood on the edge of it. We had the drone, so you can kind of get a perspective. And then you fly the drone over, and when you're standing down in there, when I've got you on video, and I fly the drone down into the canyon, you realize how big this canyon is, because my drone has collision detection on it, and it barely went off.
Right.
All through that canyon, because this little crevice, I say little crevice, this huge crevice is big enough that it doesn't even detect anything. You can just fly the drone right through there.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's just a cool place. I can't believe I've done this for 15 years and never heard about this.
Well, it's new to me. Like I said, I drove by it a couple of times in the past. Never knew it was here.
You know, it's amazing what's in your backyard, and you know, we just need to appreciate the things we have around us, just like this Devil's Den. Even though it's Devil's, it's, you know, it's a sacred place, and it's too bad because we came up here and we saw garbage. You know, we saw some alcohol containers, an old milk jug, and then up there in a hole somebody threw, what was that? A refrigerator or a freezer.
A freezer and a Safeway cart.
And a Safeway cart. I'm all the way up here on top of a mountain. We run into a freezer and a Safeway cart. What is wrong with people? You want to know why we need to protect places? It's because of stupid people like that, causing all kinds of ruckus, and you know, getting gates put up so we can't go and enjoy these wonderful places that are right here in our backyard. It's frustrating.
It is.
All right. Well, thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
It's been awesome.
Been great.